Good evening, SFL Nation, and welcome to Raleigh, South Carolina. We are heading to David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium for the 19th meeting between these two historic franchises. 18 meetings previous, 15 wins for Jacksonville, both teams coming off of disappointing losses in Week 6. Which team will come out on top after 16 collective points scored between these two sides in the previous week? My name is Jacob Clear. Alongside me this evening is Anthony Ellison, Declan O'Rourke, and Luke Schreiner on stats with Commissioner Cameron Irvine producing behind the scenes. Ant, what's going on?
Oh, not much. This is a very exciting game. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, both offenses come out with a different game plan to put some points on the board. But regardless, I am excited to be here.
Absolutely, and the pivotal point of Jacksonville's offense this season has been a turnaround of O.J. Bruin. Last season, he came very close to breaking the lowest ever quarterback rating in a single season. This season, he leads the league in passing touchdowns.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to it. On the defensive side, Jacksonville third in the league in sacks. So we're just looking to see if Carolina can protect Matt South so he can get the ball out there. It's going to be very important in the offense for Carolina.
Aerial coverage of today's game was provided by Jags Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Let's kick this thing off. Jacksonville set the kick to the home team. Recovered for no return at the back of the end zone, and Jacksonville will start us off here on the road. We'll see how O.J. Bruin and Sean Sanders come out for this Jacksonville offense that has been a little inconsistent this season. They've had some good weeks. They put up quite a solid performance against Charleston and a win in Week 1 as well, as they come out in a split spread formation backfield that features Sanders and the fullback Joel Harleman. It will go to Sanders on the first carry of the game, and he picks up about 7. So a good start for Sean Sanders. Is that what you're looking for tonight, Ant?
I'm definitely looking in the trenches in the offensive line play. Jacksonville does like to split the carries between Sanders and Shepard, 68 and 51 carries. So it's going to keep them fresh. So let's see if they can just tire out Carolina's defensive front.
Heavy looking set this time. It's another run to the outside. This time it's to a separate tailback. That is Shepard Vakarian checking in. Not quite enough for the first down. Brings up third and very short.
And the key thing is, if you can keep both of your running backs fresh, that's going to be really tough for Carolina because you have to stop them on early downs so they don't keep on throwing different running backs at you.
Same formation as previous. This time it's a handoff to the left-hand side, and it'll be enough to gain the first down by Shepard Vakarian, and we'll introduce the rest of the Jacksonville Kings offense led out by O.J. Bruin, also with Kenny Slider, the backup quarterback, Sean Sanders and Shepard Vakarian with Jay Barmer, the fullback. And we'll get to the rest of the offense after this play. Single back formation, ace with the receivers off to Bruin's right. He will drop back and launch over the back. That's a good throw by O.J. Bruin. Hits up Jim Copeland Jr., the new tight end in this offense, for a good first down.
And that was because of the running play right there that you could do a nice little play action. And the linebacker was looking into the flats for the running back, and the receiver just got right past there. And that's a great play call after running the ball successfully the last 3 plays.
Jim Copeland Jr., one of the tight ends in this roster, along with Taylon Steele. The receivers, David Gears, Joe Beasley, Kingston Ellington, and Connor Weston. As Bruin drops back once again and will launch across the middle. That one's incomplete. Looking for, I believe, the tight end again. This time it was Taylon Steele. Good deflection away by the safety, Ibari Amari Eaglin.
Yeah, he almost got his second interception of the season right there, stepping in front of that pass. Just got to be careful. As a receiver in the post route, you want to cut the ball off so the defender cannot get in front of you.
Jacksonville spreading the receivers out once again. Backfield Sanders and Harleman. They both go on a route. Bruin's going to scramble. He's going to get sacked. Good pressure by Carolina's defensive line, and Christopher Cologne gets home.
And right there, that is just, and that was a great job going from the inside with a little rope move in front of the guard to able to get to the quarterback right there. Beautiful play. I want to say that's the first sack of the season for Philip Hall.
You're absolutely right. It looked like the offensive line collapsed inward a little bit and didn't give much room for AJ Braun to be able to make a play there. He's going to bring out all 4 of the wide receivers rostered here on the bunch formation. He's going to dump it off the tailback. I don't know how he got that out. Sanders did well to get through a couple of defenders and made about 10 yards off it. A good effort by Sean Sanders in what was a very difficult situation, but it'll bring out the punting unit for Jacksonville.
And that did give the punter some help right there. So we're looking to see if he can pin them down into like within the 10-yard line.
This punt won't be returned, and it's got very good yardage on it. He's going to pin him inside the 5.
And right there, that's what we're looking at. Nice little coughing corner punt right there. So now the defense, Jacksonville, you're going to go out. You know that you like to go after the quarterback and get the sacks to see if you can put some pressure, maybe send a blitz or two to keep Carolina pinned down.
Ike McBride certainly the target in the backfield here. They're going to send Torrey Hanzo, the fullback, in motion up into the line. Handoff will go to McBride to the far side, and she will get nothing. Good start by the Jacksonville defense. It's Tigger Clay. Back again. It looks like they were you would understand that they're going to run this off of the goal line here. Jacksonville again going to push pressure up into the box. Wide receiver in motion is Quintero. It'll go back to McBride. She gets through a couple, but it's only good for about 3 yards. Jacksonville's defense holding up here and forces Carolina into a 3rd down.
And Jacksonville, this is what they strive for. They want a passing down so those defensive ends can pin their ears and go after the quarterback.
Empty back set. This is a real gamble from Matt South and the Carolina offense. They're going to bring 5 wide out. Wide receiver in motion to the far side. He's going to stack 4 on his left. South will drop back right back into the end zone, and he's sacked. The gamble does not pay off. Jacksonville gets the 2 points. It's a safety.
And that right there, that's exactly what Jacksonville wants. They sent more people than what Carolina can block. The thing is, as a quarterback, you know that you have less people to block. You have to get that ball off quickly right there, or at least throw it away. You don't want to take a sack in that situation. Now you're putting the ball back to Jacksonville, and you gave them 2 points.
They took a gamble, and it did not pay off, and Jacksonville gets the early break. That punt from the 20 will be recovered at about the 30, and he's going to return this just close to halfway. So that's a really good result for the Jacksonville offense. They're going to start with pretty impressive field position as Joe Beasley returns that one, and we'll introduce the Carolina offense in just defense in just a second. As Jacksonville will come out in the knife form. We've seen this heavy running set already a couple of times out of Jacksonville's offense. It's going to go to Vakarian in the backfield. He'll get a couple and pushes forward, gets 5. That was a high effort play.
Very impressive run right there from Vakarian. A 1-yard gain, but literally just threw his body forward, rolled over the defender to get those extra yards.
Same formation. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Vakarian has been used heavily out of this formation. It's going to go to him again to the outside. He tried to push it out, but he's going to lose a yard. Good tackle in the backfield by one of the Carolina linebackers.
Yeah, it looks like that was Joseph right there coming from the cornerback spot, containing the run to make the running back only can go on the inside, and made a great tackle.
Such a versatile player. Davidson Joseph can do a bit of everything at that corner spot. Bruin dropping back out of a 3-wide set. He's going to launch it downfield. That's a good throw. And an even better catch. He put a lot of zip on that. And David Gears checks into the game.
And right there, that's how you want to break a cover 2 defense. Right there is to throw that post route in between both of the safeties, right over the linebacker. That's textbook right there when it comes to throwing and catching the ball on that type of defense.
It's a great call, noticing the defense and what break it down in that situation. That's why we've got you here in the booth today. Split backfield by Jacksonville. They're going to hand it back. This is Sanders back in the game. He only gets a yard. Carolina's defense responds. It's Danny Stinson.
You know, if I'm Carolina, I want to contain those run plays right there. You know that your offense gave up a safety, so you don't want to add to it by giving up a touchdown here. Just locking in, see if you can do a play on defense.
Bruin has looked good going downfield, but this is another run for Sanders. That gives him a little bit more room. Through the middle, it was a similar run to the last one. This time it gains about 6. That's a good, better response. Jacksonville will come out in a power eye, looking for a run to the far side. Looks like Vakarian is the back in the backfield. He will get the carry to the far side. He doesn't get it. He's a yard short. It looked like he may have had an argument. It was Danny Stinson again with the tackle for short gain, and it brings up 4th and 1.
And that was a first down saving tackle right there by Danny Stinson. That's the way to just hold on, make sure that they don't get the first down. That's the way to come up from your linebacker position.
Kick from Jordan Bradshaw is up and good, and there's a early score at Army for you. 5-0 after just under 3 minutes to go in the first. Carolina's offense to get the ball back. Hopefully this time with slightly better field position than what they started with earlier on. That punt on the first drive by Jacksonville was hard to cope with. The kickoff will be taken at the back of the end zone and won't be returnable, and Carolina will bring it out to their 20.
All right, so Carolina now, you got the stop you're looking for. It wasn't a touchdown. So you realize that Jacksonville likes to get in the pass situation, so you want to get out there and do some good runs, establish a run game, which is going to be very important.
Offset eye, spread the receivers out here. Jacksonville are kind of leaving that spot exposed, but they don't go to McBride. It goes across the middle, and he's going to pick up about a 9. That's Agent Q Riley Quintero checking in.
And nice little quarterback run design, rushing out to the right, which got the defense flowing that way, and then able to go backdoor on that slant for that catch.
Split backfield, Joker's formation. They're going to bring both tight ends out in Solomon and Vince DeSantis as blockers. They're going to send one of them in motion. Jacksonville countering with a 4-3. The handoff will go to Hanzo, it looks like, and he will get close. That's just shy of the first down. It looked like he may have fallen over to get it, but his rule is just shy, and they'll have to go for it again here on 3rd and inches.
Looked like ran behind the offensive line, but just doing a side step to the left would have got the first down.
A couple of tough spots already so far for the run games of both offenses. Carolina will maintain the same formation. Again, they'll send the tight end DeSantis in motion. Again, up the middle to McBride. This time she gets it. Just enough to get the first down. This time they move the sticks, and it's a first down for the Carolina offense.
And that's just she's lowering her shoulder to get that yard. Is very important right there. It keeps the drive alive.
They're going to keep the tight ends out there in an ace formation. It's going to go straight back to McBride. She powers over one of the defenders, but is only good for a couple of yards. Good tackle in the end to stop her in her tracks.
And the game plan is to get her involved in the rushing and passing early and often. She only gets better with the more carries that she gets throughout the game.
Outside handoff again to McBride, and she's stuffed. Good tackle in the backfield again. They're just closing down this Carolina run game so far. She's had a few carries already and hasn't really gotten the forward momentum you'd perhaps be used to.
Yeah, it's kind of tough when you got John Martin right there, who leads the league in tackle for losses, coming in right there to make the play.
That pass over the middle by South is good for a first down. Harish Prasad checks in for the first time today. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, first of all, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and get your player started today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join a Community button and start your career today. And you could be one of these players that's playing today as that pass goes over the middle, finds Harish Prasad for a second time today. Matt South has started to heat up the passing game here.
And that's what you want to see, just finding a rhythm, finding somebody that you can trust early, and then just get the ball out there. This is a running situation now with 2nd and 5.
Expect it to go back to McBride. They're going to toss it to the outside. Big hit in the backfield that gets stuffed. Good tackle in the backfield. Again, this time Roy Towers, the corner. Everyone's involved at the moment for the Jacksonville defense as we hit the quarter time break here in Raleigh, South Carolina. Jacksonville leads it 5-0. We're back here in David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium in Raleigh, South Carolina. Currently the home team are behind the Jacksonville Kings in what seems like an odd scoreline, 5-0, a safety and a field goal for Jacksonville in the opening quarter. As South's going to drop back. Heavy look. It's caught downfield. Chase Earl is off to the races. Chase Earl down to the 10. He will get there. Chase Earl immediately to open up the second half quarter. Gets the touchdown. A run after catchability. Gets away from the Jacksonville secondary. And what a way to open the quarter up for Carolina.
And that was a really good back shoulder pass right there. It really caught the defender, and obviously it was Kobe near in coverage. But it was a great back shoulder. He stopped, located the football right there, caught it, and it was just daylight after that. So that's how you be aggressive. Fantastic by Carolina going out and calling a unusual play to get that points.
The man known as Foot Race Chase certainly lived up to that name on that play as the extra point from Malone Brown is sent through. For all league highlights, including that one you just saw there, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net as presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore past, present, and future. As that kickoff once again has hit the back of the end zone. I don't think we've seen a kickoff returned yet. We've all kind of been in the same spot as Joe Beasley again is happy to see that one back to the 20, and Jacksonville will come back out again after that minor shock on the previous down. Carolina came out of the quarter time break. Obviously the talk from the head coach was beneficial as the adjustment proved to be very successful. As they go back to the ground, Sanders is going to get a handoff up the middle. He will gain about 5. That's a good start.
Yeah, and once again, on first down, if you can get 4 to 5 yards, that's going to put the defense off balance because you can pass right now, and then you still have third down to go get it.
Shepard Vakarian comes back into the fold here in another heavy set. He will get the handoff. Gets a good block from his fullback, but is only able to get about 3. It was a good job by Jay Barmer to produce He trying to kill off a couple of the Carolina defenders, but still wasn't able to generate a first. Same formation. Again, they're going to bring Barmer out with Vicarian in the backfield. They're going to send the tight end Copeland Jr. in motion. Toss play to the outside. Vicarian's got some space. He'll get it. Just enough to move the sticks and get the first.
And that was just good blocking up front. They overloaded the right side. And when they overload, you bring that tight end from the weak side over. So then you have 2 offensive linemen and 2 tight ends. And then all it is just sealing the out, like the inside, so that run can happen. That's just fantastic blocking.
Another handoff. This time Sanders checks back in. He's only going to get a couple. This Carolina defense has really shut down Mojo McLean with a good tackle. Jacksonville come back out again. So far it's been a string of run plays, 4 in a row. Each to both of the fullbacks is going to go back to Sanders here on second down. He gets barely a yard. It's again, Danny Stinson has been all over this Jacksonville rushing offense.
Yeah, they had a game plan coming out that they wanted to slow the running game down and force Jacksonville to pass the football.
Gun formation in, and I put bunch receivers to Matt South's left. He's going to scramble. He might check it down. Matt South will check it down, but won't get the first. It's a good recovery. Rather, that was OJ Bruin. We've seen him run the ball quite a bit so far this season, but was unable to get it. And they're going to force out the punting unit here for Jacksonville.
And great job, Carolina, putting a spy up there, just watching the quarterback the whole entire time. That's looking at film and knowing that he wants to run the football in that situation.
Punt returned by Harish Prasad for a couple of yards, and that will bring out the Carolina offense. And off the back of that impressive TD from earlier in the quarter. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you that much football. Don't miss a minute of the SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Carolina to come out here with an offset eye. They got twins receivers to the top of the screen. 4-3 to counter from Jacksonville. Ike McBride needs to get some momentum. She's going to get it here on the outside, and Jacksonville swarm her. She'll get a couple, but it looked like for all rights that was going to be blown up in the backfield. Nathan Neer with a good tackle. Carolina back out with spread receivers. They're going to keep the offensive offset eye look. It'll go back to McBride again. The tackle again this time, and they just are able to get bodies around her. That time it was Nathan Neer. Check it was Toby on the previous play, his namesake, and forces Carolina into a quick third down situation. And they're going to spread the receivers out again. Sorry to cut you off.
This is good for Jacksonville. This is what they want on third down. They go after the quarterback. The catch.
Good throw. The pressure didn't quite get to Matt South, and he's able to find his number 1 receiver in Riley Quintero for a first down. Well, you said it. They were going to try and get pressure, but perhaps that rollout through Jacksonville's defense just off a touch.
Yeah, and that was the second time we saw that play. Is the rollout to the right, and normally when you do that, it's to get the defense moving, and then they realize Jacksonville likes to do the pass rush, so you just got to move them around and keep them off guard.
Handoff goes straight up the middle this time. Looks like Hanzo got the carry. That's the first time he's gotten it, and he gets 6 potentially. That's a precursor for what might come. Ike McBride has struggled to get much momentum going forward. They go straight to the fullback. He picks up 6. Split back formation again. The lone receiver up top is Quintero. And off we go. Blown up and fumbled. Picked up by Hattori Hanzo. He saves the day on the outside. It's at the expense of a pretty heavy 5-yard loss, but it was nearly disastrous. Jacksonville read that like a book.
You don't see it that often, but there's a reason why Clay is leading the team in tackles and second in the league. Shooting the gap, recognizing the play, recognizing that that's going to be a sweep to the right side, and almost took it back the other way.
That's a great point. Tika Clay joining over from Minnesota. He leads over Alex Bond, the veteran. That pass from South is caught, but it won't be enough for a first down. I only gained a few in the end. Harish Prasad checks in again. It's really been Harish Prasad and Chase Earl that have been the main two receivers so far today for Carolina, but not enough, and they punt the ball right back to Jacksonville.
Yeah, and that will just, put your defenders at the first down marker and make sure nothing gets behind you. And that's all Jacksonville did right there to stop them.
Punt will be fair caught again. This is the second punt we've seen today, and that's back in the coffin corner as well. So both the punting units are in good swing at the moment, and Jacksonville will have to bring this one out from off their 12. Not quite the extreme situation that Carolina were in earlier in the game, but still a good chance for Carolina's defense to shut down. They're going to bring out an aggressive formation here, 4 wide. The lone back is Sean Sanders. Bruin will drop back. He will throw. Caught for a first down and gets a little bit more on top of it. It's David Gears.
And that was good concentration right there. The fact that it was a bobble, it looks like. And then also, it's kind of hard to catch that ball when the defender's in front of you, so you lose track of the football. But the way he stayed right there, kept the eye on it, and the hands to bring it down.
You're absolutely right. He did very well to get separation off of the corner there. Davidson Joseph, no less. Single back again. This time they're going to bring both of their tight ends out. 2 wide receivers to Bruins left. He'll drop back. Waits. Unleashes. He was looking. That was very close, and I think your reaction emphasizes that. It was just barely out of the hands of Taylon Steele.
I think Steele was looking up the field before it had him the ball in his hands right there. And that's just a good throw. That's a good throw by OJ right there. But just the fact that I think Steele was just looking up the field before he caught it.
OJ looks very good going downfield at the moment. They're going to go right back to the run game. Sean Sanders, it's been a tough afternoon for him. And Danny Stinson, it seemed like Danny Stinson got his number before the game because he's been all over him.
Very active.
5 tackles already, and I'd hesitate to say that all 5 of them have been on Sean Sanders, or at least the vast majority of them. 4 wide again. Bruin's going to drop back. He's got the first. And check that. It's, once again, it's just that over the middle play. This time he finds Kingston Ellington, but the sling from OJ Bruin has been really impressive so far.
And I love the play art right there. So what they did was they did a over-the-top post on the right side that kept that linebacker honest. And then on the left side there, they just did an underneath route, and it was open, and the safety got there too late.
Single back formation. You're making me smarter than what I really am here. Sanders to the far side, and once again, Carolina's defense is all over him. Mojo McClain this time gets in for a tackle. He only gets 2.
And we knew going into this game, Carolina had 3 stout linebackers that's going to tackle. That's what they like to do. They don't want to give up extra yards. They just come to play.
Bruin drops back. Pressure came to him, and as a result, he overthrows the receiver downfield. Potentially not the worst result because there was triple coverage on him, it looked like. But you're right. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Shriram Prasad yet. It's been all Danny Stinson and Mojo McClain, the lead linebacker in his depth chart. Hasn't had much to do thus far. Jacksonville are going to come out with a 3rd and long. Bunch receivers to Bruin's left. Single back is Sanders. He's going to probably look downfield once again. Carolina will bring the pressure. It's zipped across the middle, and he carries a Carolina defender across the line for a first down. Kingston Ellington, that is impressive.
And you know what? David Joseph, he tried. He really tried to stop him right there, but it's just the will to recognizing where the first down marker is and to drag an opponent to that first down marker to keep the drive alive, going back to the huddle and getting Jacksonville hype.
Jacksonville pushed it over halfway, and they keep the single back. Tight ends will go in motion. Steal to the bottom. Broome will drop back, short drop back. This drop tail on Steele has had a tough start to this game. He had a short route and the potential to run that upfield for a bit, but he dropped it. Jacksonville again, split back. They've run out of this spread formation a lot today. Sanders waits in the backfield. He's going to go straight back to him. And he'll pick up only 2. That seems to be the progression of this game. And this time it's Shravan Prasad checking in. Decides to pull his finger out and make a tackle. 2-minute warning here in Raleigh, South Carolina at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. It's Carolina leading the Jacksonville Kings 7 points to 5. Back here in Raleigh, South Carolina. Jacksonville with a third down situation. Bruin's going to drop back. Launches to the far side. It's caught, but won't be enough for a first down gain of about 5. Good tackle by Tristan Hatley. And Jacksonville will be forced to punt.
Yeah, and that's the way to keep, once again, it's really important on third downs. You want to realize where the first down marker is and keep that ball in front of you to prevent any type of first down or anything. And that's what Carolina did on that defensive play. You let him catch it, but just hit him out of bounds. Make sure he doesn't get extra yardage.
Once again, our two teams will punt as we reach the end of this first half. Once again, the story of last week for both of these two sides was that the offenses couldn't quite get points on the board. Carolina scored 6 against their division rivals in DC. They've scored 7 in the opening half, and Jacksonville only scored 10 in the first half against Florida and were overwhelmed in the second half. Such is reflective in this first half here at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. As Carolina comes out in a single back formation, South will drop back. It's across the middle, dropped. Was in to a tight area. It looked like Nathan Neer had it covered and was looking for Riley Quintero. Couldn't find him.
Great breakup right there by number 22. Toby was able to make sure that the defender did, the receiver didn't have the hands on it and just knocked it away.
Same formation for Carolina. Coming off of their 14, South is going to find a man. That's a good throw. And I believe he's hit Harish Prasad once again. Again, from that slot position, Harish Prasad has been so influential. The veteran presence on this offensive core.
And great hot read right there by Matt South to able to realize that the blitz was coming from Jacksonville, and you find that person that had that mismatch really quickly, and that's what he did.
Matt South is now 7 from 8 for 118. He's been very efficient thus far. McBride gets a little space, but even when she gets a little bit of space, it's only a result of 2. Jacksonville did well to shift and make her run out of bounds.
And they want Carolina to throw the football, even though Carolina's been very successful with throwing the ball. But the fact is that, she only has 12 yards off of 9 attempts.
That's a good call. That previous play earlier was the first incompletion of the game for Matt South. This time he'll go back to the air. He loses it. It was hit behind. He's lost the ball. It's on the turf. It looks like we're going to have to work out who picked this up. And Jacksonville appear to have recovered it. Taquan Hale is claiming it. Carolina fans are upset. But Jacksonville with a big play. It was forced out from behind. He was hit from behind. It looked like, I tell you, there's an opportunity for a challenge there. It looked like he was in forward motion. But we'll see. What do you think?
I think that the ball was going forward. The key thing in this the challenge is to look at where the ball was before he got hit. It looks like it was moving forward in my opinion, but this is why we have the high technology of the replay so that the refs can get it correctly. But it looks like it was going forward. But that's just a bang play right there. But well, let's give our credit to Taquan Hale for jumping over the offensive tackle to get to the quarterback.
Carolina will get the call. We had a feeling that the hit from behind was actually what saved Matt South because he was already kind of forced into forward motion. That challenge, or booth review rather, was brought to you by Retroid, a retroactive look at the play. Get your Retroid console at goretroid.com. And South's going to come out on third down and after that little scare, with split backfield in the gun. He's going to drop back, and he's sacked again. This time, Jacksonville keep it clean, and it's a timeout called by the Kings. They're going to get another shot here on offense before the end of the half.
Another sack for Jacksonville right there. There's a reason why that they're one of the top 3 in the leagues in sacks right there, just going after the quarterback. That's what they love to do.
Pressure on Matt South on those 2 final plays of that drive was pretty impressive. And that punt is fair called. He had 2 Carolina defenders in his face. Joe Beasley did well to actually catch it. And so Jacksonville will get the ball in their 37. Now they called a timeout, so you would expect that they're going to come out and potentially have a crack at them here. They weren't at all interested in letting the clock run out. So we'll see if they come out here with an aggressive shape. They got 3 wide receivers out there. Sanders is the low back with a tight end in Talon Steele. Bruin will drop back. It's caught across the middle. That's Kingston Ellington. He will get a first and a timeout called by Jacksonville.
Time management is going to be very important here, going down the clock right here. So you want to make sure if you could do plays that get you out of bounds, that's what you want to do.
Kingston Ellington, the leading receiver on this depth chart, looked to be an important target potentially on this next play. He will go in motion. Moving into the slot on Bruin's left. Look for him. Bruin will drop back with protection. It's caught over the middle. Another first down and about an 11-yard gain. That looked like it was David Gears. They'll go out in no huddle. 17 left. He'll spike it. And Bruin will have a chance to think things over.
So you got 17 seconds left. So you got to think about it. You want to take maybe 1, maybe 2 shots down the field. You want to make sure it's towards the out of bounds line, but you don't want to force it in because you don't want an interception.
Absolutely right. And another first down would put them in field goal range. It would at least let them have a shot at taking the lead prior to the halftime break. They're going to a pro set. Bruin will drop back. It's a short throw. Gee, did well to bring that in. It's only a gain of about 4. Ellington got it. They're going to switch up the formation and put this slot receiver in. Handoff goes to Sanders. They're going to run it. And he will be claimed just shy of the first down, but they will call a timeout, and I believe this is Jordan Bradshaw territory.
I questioned that play, the pass play before, because it was a end route, but then they called a running play. That was scary, but they was able to get the timeout and a potential field goal here.
Bradshaw from 48 away, one of the top kickers in this league. It swung around in the breeze, and he will get it. Jacksonville will reclaim the lead prior to halftime.
And absolutely still perfect from the field is Bradshaw. 6 field goals attempted, 6 made. The reason why he's one of the best in the business right now. What a way to get Jacksonville the lead.
Halftime at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium in Raleigh, South Carolina. The home team had the lead from the outset of the second quarter and then lost it right at the end. Jacksonville walks into halftime, 8 points to 7 leaders. Let's have a look at the first time highlights. Your thoughts, Anthony Ellison, on that first half we just saw?
Defense on both sides of the field have stepped it up. They've been doing the best job containing the run. Carolina only giving up close to 60 yards rushing, and then Jacksonville holding McBride to 12 yards rushing right there, forcing both teams to pass the ball. It's going to take a turnover that's going to turn the game into one side or the other, but I do appreciate both defenses going after the ball.
You're absolutely right. Both passing offenses have been really efficient. You see Chase Earl has only had one involvement, but it was a pretty important one. He's your player of the half, but both passing offenses have been very efficient in that first half. It depends which passing offense gets broken up the first could potentially be the winner. Back here for a second half in David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium at Raleigh, South Carolina. And the Carolina Skyhawks will receive this second half kickoff. Harish Prasad awaits the return. This one will be returned up past the 20 and almost no further. They're going to start at the 21. I want to bounce something off of you. What are you expecting Carolina to come out here in the second half with a fresh look?
They've been very successful passing ball, 104 yards off of 5 attempts, 71% completion. But it's definitely about getting McBride more into the offense, maybe passing as well.
Hanzo gets a carry up the middle, and that's been the story of this first half. And it's going to continue so far early. Good tackle in the backfield, or almost in the backfield. Hanzo gets only a yard. It was Logan Gardner with the tackle in the backfield. And just that run game for Carolina has struggled to move so far. Hanzo's had one positive carry. It's been more so. Ike McBride is going to go back to Hanzo. And once again, he's only able to get a couple.
And you see for North Carolina, you want to maybe do a screen pass. You realize Jacksonville is very aggressive going to the ball, so maybe throwing a screen pass in there is going to keep them at bay.
Single back was McBride. South's going to throw it across the back, and it's caught by Riley Quintero. He's hit that quite a few times today, and that's a first down.
And you know what? Great job by the offensive line for Carolina. Was able to withhold and picked up the blitz from Jacksonville. And a nice little rub route on that outside. We had a receiver doing an in route, and then the inside receiver did an out route. Was able to get up and grab the ball for that first down.
I can't believe I said South Carolina at the outset of this half. I'm just too stuck in my own ways. So I apologize for that gaffe, but South will drop back again. The split receivers. He's got a man open. It's Harish Prasad. He's going to break one tackle and will get a decent gain out of it. Will roll forward and picks up about 9.
And it's really nice to have a big target like you do when Harish Prasad was able to shield off the defender and then just keep on going up the field, keeping the legs turning for extra yardage down the field. 5th catch of the day.
That's a good start to this set of downs, and once again, the real telling point at the moment is South's ability to get the ball downfield has been much more efficient than their run game. They're going to run it here, you would think, on 2nd and short. It's going to be a toss play to the far side. It's got McBride. That's a first. A little bit more momentum for Mike McBride.
And, it's not been the best first half, but there's still a lot of time for McBride to do what she does best. And Carolina, they're going to stick to it.
We'll spread the receivers out once again. This has been a passing formation for Carolina in context. Jacksonville has ran a lot out of this. I spread, look. And this time Carolina will go to the ground. Ike McBride will pick up about 6. That's a better run.
Yeah, I like that. That was a nice little counter run. Deke to the right, then go back to the left. You have the backside right guard able to pull and lead up for McBride. Those are the good runs that you want to have.
Split backfield again. You're going to go back to the run. This time McBride's got a bit of room. She puts a stiff arm on the first defender and gets through. Ike McBride down the sideline and gets a massive gain, eventually running out of bounds. But what a momentum shifting play from Ike McBride.
And they're starting to find success in the running game. And what they're doing is they're doing the quick pitches. And Jacksonville needs to press up on the line, because right now you're giving McBride 5 yards before any type of contact. And you know she's going to do the work and she's going to push people out the way. But that quick pitch with a pulling offensive lineman is doing a great job for Carolina.
44 yards on the day. That one went for 27, and that was a furious stiff arm in the backfield. Now we go again. Ike McBride for a second time straight, and she mows over another Jacksonville defender. Gets 6, but she's making them look silly.
And we said that this is what you want to see coming out the half. Getting her more involved in the running and passing, it's just nothing but like greatness for Carolina right here. And she can do it.
See how hard she is to tackle that first contact again. Then, speaking of which, Jacksonville gets a good tackle on her. That was a better look, and she loses a yard.
So now it's on Carolina. Okay, now you're running the ball really well. Now let's implement, and don't forget, let's go back to those big receivers that we have on our team. So maybe a play action, a play fake, and just look for one over the middle.
South has been good so far on third down. He's going to find a man again. Guess who? Riley Quintero.
And there it is. That's the play design that you want to do. You know, if you have a bigger target, they can go over the middle. They can shield it off. Right there, you saw the corner trying to press, but it just couldn't work right there. And that's the way to stay down the pocket. Great protection by the offensive line and great catch by the receiver.
This has been a very impressive drive by Carolina. And now they're in a goal line situation. This is where Ike McBride is at her absolute best. So hard to stop in short yardage situations. They got the split backfield. It's going to go to Hattori Hanzo, I think. And he will get in. Check it. It's Ike McBride. I should have listened to myself. It's a touchdown for Carolina. And the Skyhawks reclaim the lead.
And Carolina was absolutely determined to feature McBride this whole series. Between the running and the passing, she could do the work. She's breaking all the tackles right there, and then was able to finish the drive off with a fantastic run. And shout out to that offensive line of Carolina for maintaining Jacksonville's defensive front this drive.
I should have known better. They were never going to venture away from Mike McBride the way she was playing on that drive. That extra point was off a little far to the right from Malone Brown. That was a risky one, but worth noting as well, Carolina received the opening kickoff, so that drive went for about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So a long drive downfield, resulting in an Ike McBride touchdown, and you feel it was only a matter of time before she got involved in the game. Malone Brown to send this one back to the back of the end zone. And I'll let you come in after this kickoff, as Joe Beasley returns to the kickoff, and go for it.
Yeah, and that's just something when you have an exceptional talent like Ike McBride, you can never hold them down, and she is determined to get the yardage right there. So now it's time for Jacksonville to respond.
Now available free to download, you can play the SFL video game on the go with the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K 23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at goretroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at net/4K 23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. As Bruin drops back, and that's a good throw. gets Jacksonville moving straight away. Has found a new receiver. That's Connor Weston for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, Connor Weston with 22 catches, now 23 for the season right there. That's just a nice little inside skitty post. Shield off the defenders right there. And I like the passing on the first play for Jacksonville.
Absolutely. Bruin has looked as good as South has going downfield. They're going to spread the receivers out again with a split backfield. Carolina playing their corners short. Bruin will drop back. He's going to launch it across the middle again, and it's caught. Bruin looks good early this time. He's found David Gears again.
Back-to-back plays, back-to-back passing right there. Just getting in front of that defender on the inside was just enough to get the catch. But that's Jacksonville is staying aggressive, and I love it. Now it's time to mix in the run, put Sanders, Valkyrian, let's get the ball going.
Ace formation. Sanders remains in the backfield. Two tight ends in the fold. Sanders is going to get the carry to the outside. He's got to break through a couple to even get back to the line of scrimmage, and he even barely gets there. Look who it is again. So predictable, Danny Stinson.
Been all over the field the whole entire game. I think that's his 7th tackle of the game, and it just have the nose for the football.
Single back once again. They're going to change the receiver formation, but they've still got the two tight ends out there. South is going to drop back, Bruin rather, and will throw. He was looking for Talon Steele. Talon Steele's brought out the hooves and not the hands today.
Yeah, it looks like it was fading away from the football right there. You don't want to do that. You want to go to the ball and catch it.
This is the second time he's been targeted in such a way, and he's dropped it when there was open field in front of him. Bruin, 4 wide on 3rd down. Both quarterbacks have been good on 3rd down looking downfield. Bruin's going to rush out. He will buy time for himself and unleashes an absolute rocket, and Connor Weston has his 2nd catch for the game.
And it's really tough to play defense for, it feels like 5 seconds right there, because Jacksonville picked up every rush from Carolina. The play broke down, and the receivers did a good job breaking off their routes and going towards Green to get that catch.
What a throw by AJ Bruin. The amount of zip he put on that pass was superb. Ace formation. Receiver at the top will go in motion. That's Kingston Ellington. Or rather, that's Weston, who just had the catch. So look out, he's the hot hand. It's going to go to Sanders. Sanders will get a couple of broken tackles and will pick up about 4. But so far, the momentum that Sean Sanders has been able to get has been very difficult. Murray Eaglin checking in again. Heavy set again. They're going to bring Vakarian back out in the backfield. Carolina are going to stack the box. Vakarian to the outside. He's got a little bit of room. Picks up about 4. He's just shy of the 1st down. You'd expect they're going to go back to the run here on 3rd.
A nice job bouncing it to the outside right there, getting close to it. This is setting up a very important 3rd down. Look for another run here.
Vakarian remains in the game. It's going to be tossed to the outside. Shepard Vakarian gets through one and gets the 1st down. Good play by Shepard Vakarian. He mowed straight through Tristan Hatley and gets the 1st.
Yeah, that's the way to put your head down, your shoulders down, and lay the boom right there to get the 1st down. That's what Jacksonville needs right now, and they're continuing with this good drive.
Another power eye. It's Vakarian again. He gets room to the outside. Carolina putting bodies all over him. And eventually he's brought down by Phil Hall. Another important tackle by the inside lineman.
Very important, because it looks like he was going to be breaking tackles. Right now, maybe look at an outside pitch to the left if I'm Jacksonville.
I've certainly seen that a couple of times already out of this formation. Vicarian remains in the game. They're going to go to the right-hand side. Still a pitch, and he's dumped into the ground. Good tackle through the air. It looked like it may have been a Ibari Amari Eaglen again who picked him up and threw him into the turf.
Also been all over the place today. 6 tackles for him. This is be a pivotal third down right here. Look for a nice little inside post.
Broom will drop back. 5 to go. He looks for the end zone. It was caught at the back. Couldn't quite keep the feet in. Connor Weston won't get it. And it'll be a field goal situation for him short.
Almost a touchdown right there. Just pushed the receiver off of the field a little bit longer. Was able to get 2 feet down on it.
Jordan Bradshaw for the second time today. It's up and sails through, so Carolina, as their lead has been shortened back to a single score.
And this is a very, very close game right here. Once again, they're keeping it within a field goal. Something's gonna have to give for one of these teams. Jacksonville looking for another turnover here. Carolina go back out and do the same thing you did the last drive, passing the ball really well and a heavy dose of Ike McBride.
This is what we're kind of expecting based off of the football played in the first block. 2 very good games to open up the 6 games today on Saturday. Both defensive contests, and this one seems to have followed the same trajectory as Rish Prasad will get a bit more room on that kickoff return and brings it up to the 30 to start their drive. And you know, as you said, McBride seemed to finally get a little bit of space on that drive, was able to, you can see how dangerous she is when she's in open space. So hard to get contact on and tackle at first contact. We'll see how they go back to her here, and Matt South again has been very good going down through the air. First down from the 30, split backfield once again. There were 2 receivers at the top. Looks like Chase Earl will go in motion. He hasn't had a catch or a target since that 55-yard TD earlier in the game. South will drop back. It's caught by Riley Quintero. That's good for a first down. That's a good start from Matt South.
Yeah, and that's the way the drive off of that end route right there was able to like shield off the defender. Great catch to the body. And great timing by the quarterback, knowing that the defender was getting closer to him, but stayed in the pocket, took the hit, but made a good throw.
Spread receivers. Handoff will go to McBride on the right-hand side. She mows through 1, gets only about 3. It seems like she's making tough work of this short yardage situations, but 3 yards is better than nothing. It'll make it easier for him here on second down. We've got split backfield again. And off will go all days. It's the second time they've ran that play and it's been blown up. This time Ike McBride's able to hold onto it, but good tackle in the backfield by Levine.
And Levine, and this is, like I said, the second time that happened right there. You got to be quicker on the pitch. If you can't, then I would just do a simple handoff, because that right there, that safety's coming off the line and it's not being accounted for.
3/4 time here at Raleigh, North Carolina. It's Jacksonville trailing the Skyhawks away from home. Back here at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium, and APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and comprehensive refreshed music collection. State-of-the-art technology and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. Single back for South. The shade has come over this stadium and he's pressured, gets away from it, checks it down. He gets a first and a couple more. Matt South evading the pressure. That is a very impressive play from the veteran.
Great pocket awareness right there, realizing the pocket was collapsing, was able to duck under one and jump over 2 defenders right there. That's just a savvy play by the veteran.
We've seen that a couple of times today where the quarterbacks have come under duress in the pocket and have chosen to run it forward. Matt South this time delivering and gets a big gain out of it. They're going to go back to Hattori Hanzo by the looks of it. It's the first time no, it's still McBride. Gets about 5. They refuse to go away from Mike McBride, and I suppose, why would you? She's got the momentum at the moment. Just looked like they may have created a substitution there where they put Hanzo in the backfield, but they've maintained this so far. It's going to go back to McBride. She's got space. Another stiff arm on a Jacksonville defender. She carries it forward and gets a first down. Broke a couple of tackles to get it, but Ike McBride continues to push forward.
Yeah, and in the first half, only having 12 yards off of 9 carries, but in the second half came out a lot better right there with 7 carries with over 40 yards plus a touchdown. Big night-and-day difference for McBride, and the fact that they're getting her involved early and often in the offense, and it's just chewing down Jacksonville that likes to be aggressive.
Offset eye. Spreading receivers out. They've Jacksonville playing off, and McBride's going to take that room and says thank you very much and picks up 5. That's a nice run again. It's nothing like what we saw in that second quarter where she really kind of opened up the game, but it's good enough at the moment to keep Carolina moving forward. Split backfield again. Jacksonville's going to load up the box here, expecting another run. This guy McBride again. This time she loses a yard. Good defense by Jacksonville.
Well, they're the reason why McBride has over 7,000 yards rushing for her career. The fact is, averaging 4.5 yards a carry. This is what she does. The more touches, the better she gets.
Spreading the receivers out once again. Chase Earl will go in motion. South will drop back to pass. He's going to roll out. Looks deep. It's caught. There he is again. Riley Quintero has been the Mr. Third Down today, and once again, he delivers. And
we've seen this play a few times. It's the rollout to the right, throw the post on the back door. And the thing is, Jacksonville has to make that adjustment, realizing that they like that play, stay home, put a containment on that quarterback, realize that there's a receiver that's behind you. They're going to catch it right there. So it's just about being aware of the play.
That was tight coverage as well. The inside linebacker, John Martin, was right there, but that's Riley Quintero's 6th catch of the game off 7 targets. Then straight back to McBride. She loses 1. Good tackle in the backfield by Toby Neer. Tell you what, those Neer brothers have been very important for Jacksonville's defense as well today. Both Season 1 players. Offset. They're going to go back to McBride up the middle. Again, she has to fight through defenders and loses a yard. Jacksonville's defense is really stepping up here. It's John Martin with the tackle for loss.
And that right there, Jacksonville is like, we're going to just collapse to the ball, and they were determined to take her down.
Carolina are going to go aggressive here, 5 wide. Riley Quintero has been the target on 3rd down. South is going to roll out. It's off the back of the receiver. He was looking for Harish Prasad, but he couldn't get separation from the defender. Good recovery by Jacksonville, forces the 4th down.
Yeah, great coverage right there. Just blanketing the receiver. It was really hard for him to get separation.
This will be a 35-yarder from Malone Brown, and we'll take it back out to beyond the point of a field goal. It's back out to 6. The home team leads. So here we go. Onus is back on Jacksonville's offense. 6-point deficit here on the road. Malone Brown will send it away. taken by Joe Beasley, rather David Gears, just at the front of the end zone. He'll return it up to the 30, and that's where Jacksonville's offense will start. Now, Anthony, at what point do you start to look at getting O.J. Bruin to send it downfield a bit more? It seems like that's been far more successful than their running game today.
You got to realize, Jacksonville, they still have time. You want to mix in those throws. He's been doing fantastic throwing the ball down the field. You want to see if you could do it on first down, and then you'll still have second and third down to run the ball when you feel comfortable.
Single back is Sanders. Broom will drop back. He's going to send it into the backfield to Sanders. He's got room downfield. And perhaps that's a good play. Sharavan Prasad tackles him out of bounds. And that's perhaps the way that you've got to get Sean Sanders and Shepard Vakarian involved, is more so as the receiving role now that the game is starting to dwindle out and you're looking to potentially get quicker possessions up. 2nd and 3 coming up. Vakarian slots in the backfield. They're going to give it to him on the outside, and again, Carolina get up in the box. Is Shravan Prasad. He's starting to heat up here late in the 4th.
Yeah, this is a very important third down. You want to keep the drive alive right here, so you want to get it. You don't want anything to be stalled.
Spread receivers out here on 3rd down. Weston will go in motion. Bruin will drop back. Scrambles. Hits a throw, and it was almost in the area there for Connor Weston, but was just shy. The hit potentially threw him off. And once again, Danny Stinson, this Carolina linebacking core, has stepped up big time tonight.
Yeah, and Bruin got absolutely drilled on that play right there. You don't want your quarterback to take those shots like that. And apparently, clearly the tackle right there kind of threw off the pass.
He did very well to get that pass away, and to a degree that it could have been potentially caught by Connor Weston. As that punt is recovered, we'll send it to the SFL studios for a game update for the Up of the Game airing at the moment.
Thank you, Jacob. Mexico City just showing very minimal fight in Fort Worth today. The winless Aztecs against the unbeaten Toros. Jay-Z Bacon been held in check for most of the night, but not on that run, and it is 20-3. All Toros in the rematch with the Aztecs from Week 1. Back to you in Raleigh.
A tight one here in Raleigh. It's sad to see the Aztecs are so short of breath at the moment. I'm sure they'll get it moving sometime soon. And it's Ori Hanzo. That's his first carry in what seems like forever. John Martin blew him up at the line of scrimmage. I tell you what, this seems like it's going to potentially slug home. Both defenses looking to lock this one down. They're going to spread the receivers out again with a split backfield. Earl will go in motion. South to drop back. He'll find Hanzo in the backfield. Hanzo gets past one and will make 3rd down a little bit more manageable.
Right here, you want to keep the clock moving. You want to be mindful of throwing the ball out of bounds here. Well, Carolina right here, big 3rd down. I would look for your target, the big targets at receiver, to get you this 1st down.
Riley Quintero has been very important so far for Matt South on 3rd down. He's going to be sent in motion here to his left. Matt South has only found 8 yards to the left-hand side of the field. Potentially that changes on this play. South is going to pump. He breaks through one tackle. South's going to check it down, and he will get the first. Matt South again from pressure in the backfield to a 1st down run. Matt South is making it happen at the moment.
And that's the 2nd scramble we saw right there. Jacksonville had him in the backfield, but didn't wrap up. Was able to just get out the pocket and get the 1st down, and took a hit. That hurts from Jacksonville.
That is a veteran play from a veteran player. Matt South creating space for himself once again in a pressure situation. Quintero in motion at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be a toss play out to the outside. McBride's got room. McBride to the left-hand side. She's off and racing outside and will go out of bounds. But a good run by Ike McBride. That gets them in forward progress.
And this is what she is built for towards the end of the game, when you need to keep your offense on the field and on the field and defense, their defense on the field. You want to run the ball, and it's just gaining more power.
Both run games have been very difficult so far, but she has outrushed both of Jacksonville's running backs in terms of yardage and has only averaged 2.8 yards per carry. That's saying something. Twins receivers again. McBride remains in the backfield. She will get another carry. Good momentum up the middle. She only got 3. Felt like potentially could have gotten more in the spot, but brings up second and manageable. You expect that there's, just because she's such a bell cow back, that she's going to get a very heavy usage here. With the clock winding down, they're going to be very hard to stop here. Jacksonville are locked down. Split backfield again, single receiver at the bottom. It's going to be a toss play to McBride. This has worked in certain situations and hasn't worked in others. It looked like she had a little bit of space at the start of that play, but it ends up being pushed out of bounds. Good recovery by Jacksonville's defense. Once again, third down. South's going to bring out 4 receivers, bunch to the top with the Jacksonville coverage on that right-hand side. South drops back. He's going to check. He's scrambling again. Matt South is having a rushing clinic out of the backfield, and he'll pick up, guess what, another first down.
And that's just, it's really tough. So what they're doing is they're letting the Jacksonville pass rush go up the field, and South, being the savvy veteran that he is, just stepping up the pocket and taking what is given to them.
The pocket awareness tonight from Matt South has been something extraordinary. Single back, well, not single back, McBride's still in the backfield. Potentially another run here on first down. South will throw it. It will go to McBride though. She'll get a little bit of room and will roll forward. That's a good result. 6 yards. It looked like it could have been blown up to 2, but she pushes forward. That's a nice play.
And you know, she can catch the ball at the backfield too. And this just keeps on chewing the clock here now. If I'm Jacksonville, you got to work on maybe stopping the clock, timeouts here. Carolina, keep running that ball.
There is certainly in a formation that indicates that they'll do that. 2 tight ends in the line. I'll let this clock wind down as much as they can. It will go back to McBride, and McBride will only get 1. And to the point, I mean, we're going to bring up another third down situation here, potentially another passing down, but Matt South has really been the hero for Carolina tonight, and in the offseason it looked like retirement was very much on the cards, and then at the very last moment he said, nope, I'm back, and he has truly delivered for the Skyhawks tonight. 2-minute warning here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's the Skyhawks leading at home with the ball, 17 points to 11. We are back at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. The Carolina Skyhawks on the edge of the red zone with the lead, potentially to extend this beyond a single score. McBride lines up in the backfield. Could be a game-breaking third down situation here. They're going to send Xavier Solomon in motion to the far side, potentially a run that's going to target him. South will drop back. It will go to McBride. McBride sheds a tackle, but Jacksonville get the stop. That's an important stop. They are in field goal range, so it will go to Malone Brown, but that's an important moment.
Yeah, you're stopping the clock right there, and you got to believe that if they were going to get one more first down, it could have been game over. So Jacksonville still has a chance here. Maybe they can block the kick.
Malone Brown out to knock this out to a 9-point ball game. It's up and it sails through. A long drive that drained much time off the clock results in a 3-point score, and that is enough. Carolina, that's all they needed. Now they just need to hold down the fort. Brown out to kick this one back to Jacksonville. Still anyone's ball game, but Jacksonville well and truly need to get a move on. We're returned by David Gears at the front of the end zone. He'll get it up past the 20 and they'll spot him at the 25. And if you're liking this game, you can end your football Sunday with a pair of SFL late games starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Buffalo, as Queen City Corsairs will take on the DC Dragons, plus Arizona will try and shoot for 5-1 and host Sioux Falls. 9 hours of commercial-free football only on the SFL YouTube. But don't go anywhere. This game still well and truly in the balance. Carolina have the ledger at the moment, but Jacksonville's still in with a reasonable chance to make a comeback. 9 points back. I'm going to spread the receivers out again. Sanders lines up in the backfield. Bruin will drop back. He's got a man downfield. Here we go. David Gears inside and will flip the field. What a play by O.J. Bruin, and the run after catch was certainly impressive, and Jacksonville get the ball moving.
Very impressive here. So, if you're Jacksonville, two things you want to recognize. So, you're down by 2 scores. So maybe if they stop you, get a quick field goal. Regardless, you have to get an onside kick here. But the fact is you got to score first.
It's certainly a good start. They're going to bunch the receivers up again. Bruin will launch to the outside. Gears again. He's got to get out. I don't think he did. They're going to have to call the final timeout.
And you just have to get that ball towards the outside right there, because now you don't have any timeouts left. So everything has to be towards the sidelines. And now Carolina, I'm shading all my defenses to the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like Bruin gave him too much to do there. David Gears couldn't quite get it out of bounds. Bruin, he's going to drop back deep. He's going to have a shot across the middle. It's Connor Weston. He breaks a tackle, gets it up past the 20. They're going to go no huddle. Same formation. Bruin drops back. He launches. It's picked off. Davidson Joseph gets the pick, and that is the ball game.
And that's how we seal it. That's how we close the game down right there. The fact is they were looking for it. It was a forced throw. Great job by the defenders stepping up. And what a way to potentially seal the game for Carolina.
Davidson Joseph, the player of new Hall of Fame inductee Michael Trillo, gets the game-winning play for Carolina, and provided that they can munch this off the goal line here or inside the 5, this one's well and truly over, and they're going to walk out of here with a win. Carolina so desperately needed. They're going to go out to 4-2. South will drop back. He's going to McBride. McBride's going to truck through a defender and will pick up 5. That gets them off the goal line, and with Jacksonville with no timeouts left, it seems like this one's well and truly over.
And it was the game plan for Carolina that they stuck true. It was a rough first half. McBride didn't get it going. Jacksonville had a stump, but they went into the locker room and they realized, like, hey, we can use Jacksonville aggressiveness against us. For our favor, and that's what they did with this win today.
Victory formation out here for Carolina, and they will push to 4-2, and with the Baltimore loss earlier in the week, will take over at the top of the Atlantic Division and will travel on the road. They'll cross the border to South Carolina and will go to Fort Moultrie Memorial Stadium to play the Charleston Predators within the division for the first time this season. As to Jacksonville, this sends them to 2-4, and on the outside looking in, next week they will go to the Florida Storm, and they host the Florida Storm at home after playing them a couple of weeks ago. Approaching the final whistle here at North Carolina. Carolina are going to pick up a win and move to 4-2 rather. Full time here at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. It's a tough one, a defensive battle in every facet, but Carolina are your victors today, 20 points to 11. Your thoughts on the game, Anthony Ellison?
It was a fantastic game plan by Carolina to maintain Jacksonville defense that came in there with some of the top rankings when it comes to sacks and tackles and everything, and to get the ball going for Ike McBride in the second half right there. It was a great game plan, great call by the defense and the offensive coordinators there, but Carolina just had the wheel, and they had the veteran quarterback South that was able to make some big first down plays, especially in the second half.
Matt South certainly a strong candidate for player of the game, irrespective of the fact that it was a defensive-oriented game. He provided with some crucial third down plays. That's it for us here at North Carolina. There's 2 more games coming up for you this evening, so don't go anywhere. More SFL action coming up in the next hour block. I've been Jacob Clear alongside Anthony Ellison, Cameron Irvine on production, Luke Schreiner and Declan O'Rourke on stats. Good night.